The forgotten face when he first saw her, he thought she was a nurse, but then she said his name the way no one else ever did. She remembered everything. The cold nights, the hunger, the laughter as he walked away. And now, she had returned. Not for revenge, not for money. For something far smaller. And far more terrifying. This is the story of a forgotten orphan, a paralyzed billionaire, and a deal that shook the past awake.com into your city. Story lovers, this one will stay with you. Asterisk 2. Set up 150 words. Nova lived in silence, no, not because she was quiet, but because she'd learned the power of being underestimated. As a child, she'd lived in a charity orphanage owned by billionaire Daxton Shaw, place praised in the media but haunted by hunger, cold floors and discarded children. She remembered the smell of wasted food while her stomach ached, and the man who mocked her for asking for scraps. Years passed. She grew, learned, vanished. Now, she walked the city under a new name. Trained in a healing method no hospital would accept, carrying secrets no one could trace. Nova watched from a distance as Daxton, once untouchable, now sat paralyzed, trapped in the same silence he once forced on others. She didn't want his money. She didn't want revenge. She wanted acknowledgement. When she reappeared in his life and offered to heal him for nothing but his leftovers, it was never really a question. 3. Rising action 250 words. When Nova stepped into the mansion, it felt more like entering a vault than a home. The staff ignored her, mistaking her for another eccentric consultant hired out of desperation. She moved through the halls with quiet familiarity. She'd cleaned those marble floors once. Daxton greeted her with bored curiosity. Once a towering mogul, he now sat stiff and small in a motorized chair. She offered her terms simply. I can cure you. In return, I want your leftovers. He scoffed, then laughed. Leftovers, he repeated, like she'd offered him a magic trick for a bowl of soup? He didn't know this was a test of ego, of memory, of worth. She left without another word. But strange things began to happen. His personal files vanished. Old accounting errors reappeared. Anonymous tips flooded legal offices. Whispers of abuse resurfaced, stories from orphans like Nova who'd been forgotten. His board panicked. Sponsors withdrew. His foundation faced investigation. Meanwhile, Nova watched from the shadows. She never touched him. Never cursed him. All she'd done was ask for something small. But power like his crumbled under small things. Like memory. Like shame. Like the quiet rage of a girl once starved in the dark. 4. Climax 130 words. He awoke to flickering lights. The cameras were off. His phone dead. Alone in the silence, he wheeled to the hallway, but the doors were locked. The fireplace glowed unnaturally bright, casting shadows on the wall. Then came the flicker of every monitor lighting up at once, showing her face. Nova, still, staring, no emotion, just presence. Behind her were images, photos of children, footage from the orphanage kitchen, audio of him laughing as she begged for bread. He couldn't move. Not because of his condition, because of the weight. Her voice filled the room. You laughed then, too. And then the screen cut to black. Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like, it really helps. 5. Resolution and impact 130 words. He never spoke publicly again. The man who once built empires now lived in near total seclusion, abandoned by his brand, board, and the public that once praised him. Nova never returned, but others like her did. They came forward. Their stories echoed through hearings, headlines, and hearts. Nova didn't want fame. She wanted change. And she got it. That orphanage shut down. Policies shifted, but this wasn't about a cure. It was about reflection. One woman asked for leftovers, not food, but humility. This story isn't rare. It's just one that got noticed. How? Many others remain unheard, buried beneath power and silence. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos.